Today we're going to be reading out of the book of Exodus. We're going to be reading some verses out of chapters 3 and 4. So what's going on right now that we're reading is that God wants to use Moses to deliver the Israelites out of Egypt. So I'm going to start Exodus 3, verse 11. And Moses said to God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" I'm just going to flip over to the next page, chapter 4, verse 10. And Moses said to the Lord, "O Lord, I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue." So what happened was, Moses starts making excuses. You know, we've all been there. Yeah. He starts making excuses. I mean, I want us to be delivered from Egypt, but I don't want to be the one to do it.
Right. And Moses learned how weak he really was. He learned that he couldn't deliver Israel by himself, but that God could do it through him.
You know, the Lord has a plan for each of us, and we have to have faith in Him and believe that He knows what's best in our life.
When he said, "Who am I?" He said, "Who am I? I can't do what you're asking me to do." Well, right there is when God could use him. When he realized that I can't do it. That's when God can use you. Whenever you're weak and you can't do it. Nothing you can do in the flesh on your own. He realized that, but God could do it through him, you know?
Exactly. One of our favorite verses, Philippians 4:13, says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Now, through Christ.
Exactly. That's key. That's the key.
You know, on my own, I'm destined to fail. I'll surely fail. But with Christ, all things are possible. So if He's asking you to do something, or He's telling you to do something, you can do it.
Right.
On your own, if you're trying to do something on your own, you're going to fail miserably.
But you have to step out in faith. You know?
Absolutely.
But sometimes I think God can't use us because we're too strong. It's out of that weakness that we become strong. And I was looking in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. We got a verse that speaks of just that. It's the Apostle Paul, but Paul says, "But God shows the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God shows the weak things of the world to shame the strong. God shows the lowly things of this world and the despised things and the things that are not, to nullify the things that are, so that no one may boast before him."
That's it. He has to, I guess, you know, you have to humble yourself, and then He can use you. You know, on your own, it ain't going to happen. You know, I heard a quote somebody was saying the other day, and I thought, well, that's right on the money for this message. It's not about your ability, it's about your availability.
Boy, that's good. That's really good. That's real good. Yeah, it's like, you know, we need to recognize our weakness, but when God calls us to do a job, we should respond with trust, because He will enable us.
Exactly. That's it. On our own, failure. With Christ, it's all possible. Yeah. And if He gives you a job to do,
it's like, are you willing to step out? Are you willing to step out and trust Him? Because, you know, on your own, you can't do it. But if you just step out in faith, He says He'll never leave you or forsake you. And me and you both have seen that when you step out in faith, that He's right there with you every time. He's always faithful.
He never fails you, does He?
He never does. He never does. This is truth.
We'll see you on the next video.